What's up? Welcome to the Sports Sidebar Podcast. You're tuned in with your boy Rich, and I'm here with my buddies Tom and JD, and we're about to get this thing started. Let's go!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with another one. Brand new episode 63 coming at you. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing all right, Rich. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Got my second win in hockey at 500 now. Yeah, beat these injuries. So I think I got a chance to win it this time compared to fantasy football. It's terrible.
It's good to have them. It's good to have them both going at the same time, though, so that if you have a bad week in one, at least you can look to the other.
Oh yeah, just people. I don't understand, man. People everybody picked just has a bad week every week. Somebody's just out, man. Julio Jones, this guy cannot stay healthy. Man. Then Gibson, you guys are complaining about the Gibson trade. This guy, he has his second best game, still lost. Patrick Mahomes, I mean, he played good, but I was playing against Tom, and Tom has freaking Kelsey and Hill. So, I mean, it's pretty much a wash.
Yeah.
And then he had the Cowboys defense. They scored like 40 points, which was ridiculous. And then the freaking Rams get blown out. I mean, just a bad week, man. Then I had Pitts and I started Pitts. He had 10 points, but then the freaking running back from Atlanta, he puts up 2 points. I was like, I just can't catch a break.
It's been a tough season, Rich.
I know. I'm waiting for it to be over. I'm looking forward to hockey.
This is, I always say like, yeah, I always say fantasy football is like 10% fun, and it's really only fun like once every few years.
Yeah,
the other
when you
years,
win.
just like this is fucking miserable.
Yeah, because you get all the guys that are injured or some nonsense is going on.
Yeah. I mean, look at tomorrow's team. You lost Henry, Rogers, and who else?
Ruggs.
Ruggs, like all within like a couple.
The
weeks.
same week. Yeah.
Oh, the same week. Yeah. So.
This is ridiculous.
Yep.
And I feel like it was bad last year too because there was so many injuries. But oh man, this year it's just people as a mix of injuries and people not performing.
Yep.
I mean, let's get off fantasy football. We'll be in the black hole forever. Talking about how much we pissed off about it. Let's get to the NFL. I mean, this week 10 wrapped up. We had the Browns and the Pats. And the Pats took care of business. I don't know what to say, man. Everybody's blaming Odell about, the Browns, and now he's not there, and then they still lose. Defend the Browns, man.
After this past weekend, I can't defend them. I thought that, Nick Chubb was out, but we've seen them win without Nick Chubb before. I felt like it was just, this was the week they needed to go into Gillette and really put up a game. I don't think they needed to win that game, but they really did need to go in, especially after the beatdown they gave Cincinnati, to go in there and, show that they were, an AFC contender. And they just went in there and first drive, go right down the field, score a touchdown. And everyone's like, ooh, they look good. And then that was it. They looked like, crap for the rest of the game, pretty much.
Yeah, Bill was like, oh, I figured you got already. All right, we're gonna do this. Shut you guys down.
Yeah, and their secondary played bad. There was a lot of down the field passing from Mac Jones and company, and Stevenson, the rookie, ran bowling people over. So it was the whole defense. Garrett couldn't get home. Pass blocking did better for New England.
Yeah, they was getting the ball out of his hand like 1.9, like under 2 seconds. It was crazy.
Yeah, you have to with Clowney and Garrett there.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have the the receivers that can do that and pick the right routes and all that. But yeah, the Browns took a big hit in my eyes.
Yeah, but I feel like they're still in the race because the division is close. Even though they're in last place, all the teams are like 5-4, 5-5, 5-3. Outside of the Ravens, I think they're like 6-3 or something like that. So everybody's pretty much separated by a game. So there's always a chance for them to still catch up.
Yeah, it feels like no one wants to take a hold of this division. Like every week, who you think is going to be at the top loses a game that they shouldn't lose, or gets blown out, or whatever.
Yeah, but I think on the Ravens' part, a lot of it is due to injuries. Cincinnati's still a young team, up and coming.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much. The Steelers are somehow right there, despite their roster and playing without Big Ben in the pass game. So it's up for grabs for anyone. So.
Yep.
Then we had the Lions. They almost won a game. You have to wait till next week. See about that. Then we had the Packers. They beat the floor with mop the floor with the Seahawks. I don't think Russell was ready to play from the injury.
No, he didn't. He didn't look great. No Chris Carson. They couldn't really get a run game going. Yeah, and Rodgers did what he needed to do. I don't think he looked all that sharp either. Coming off 10, 12 days off, whatever it was. But they did enough to get it done. And the defense. I mean, the Packers defense looks good. They're top 3 defense this year so far. If they can, if they can continue to play well and the offense stay relatively healthy, that could be a dominant team come the playoffs here.
Oh yeah, especially if they're kicking on all cylinders. So
yep,
we're gonna have to wait and see about where they finish in those matchups, because it always makes a difference. And then outside of that, we had we talked a little about the Rams. They blow it against the 49ers. I didn't even realize the 49ers been beating them
Oh yeah, Kyle Shanahan has beat them I think it was 5 times in a row now.
Yeah, they're just straight bullying them from the last time. The last times they played them. I mean, the time possession was crazy. I mean, they were pretty much almost 2-1. I mean, there's nothing you could do when your defense is on the field for that long. They're obviously going to burn out, give up a lot of points. They forced a lot of turnovers against Stafford. Odell was only really in for like 12 plays, had like 3 targets, scored 2 of them. I think he had 15 yards, something like that, 15, 12 yards. It was first game. So I'm interested to see how they look to incorporate him more in the upcoming games, because I don't feel like anything was forced
They kept them to basic routes. They're talking on the broadcast, little go routes, comebacks, basic things. So hopefully they get them integrated for next week, because you can tell they missed Robert Woods there over the middle. Possession guy. San Francisco was able to keep Cooper Kupp in check, and get pressure on Stafford. Kind of saw the blueprint there on how to beat the Rams.
Yeah, it was a lot of drop balls too. So I wonder how much of a difference that would have made if those guys caught the ball.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a factor. I mean, there was a couple first downs that were dropped. Just thinking of the one that I forget who it was. Higbee had one where he was wide open. Probably could have walked into the end zone. He dropped it.
Mm-hmm.
So
one that dropped. He dropped it during the interception.
Yep, that too. So yeah, we'll see what they look like next week. But you know what? Looking at their wins, they haven't really beaten anyone that great. I mean, they got the Tampa Bay win, which was big. But outside of that, I feel like they've beaten who they needed to beat, and maybe gotten beaten by the teams that should beat them. So we'll have to see once they get all these guys integrated in if they can turn it up another level.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see it over these next few games, because these are pretty much the division games coming up. So,
yep.
And then this division might beat each other up too. So you definitely want to come out in a positive over these next few games with all these division foes, because those are some of the hardest games, since you guys play each other so much. Pretty much know each other back to back, what you like to do, what you don't like to do. So then we had the Panthers. They beat the Cardinals. Your boy Cam comes back, throwing touchdown, rushing touchdown. Looks like he might work his way into the QB1 spot for next week.
Yeah, I mean, do they have a better option? I don't think so. So why not give Cam a shot? He brings the energy. He didn't do much on Sunday, but getting back into football shape, you saw him, do what he does at the goal line. Quick passing touchdown there at the goal line too. So yeah, I mean, I think he's a better option over PJ Walker. Gives you a better chance to win, and the way that the Carolina defense has been playing, they can hold together. Who knows?
Yeah,
that division's a little bit of a mess right now down there in the NFC South.
Yeah, I mean, they can sneak into. They're 5-5. They can sneak into a playoff spot. So they're right there. So
yeah, it's good to see Cam back in that old uniform.
Yeah, but I don't know how much they trust him yet as far as passing plays. But I mean, I feel like you just got to give it a go. Give it a shot. I mean,
do you trust Sam Darnold? Do you trust PJ Walker? I mean, again, like, what are their better options?
Right, and then I mean, you're also going to sell tickets with Cam, so sell more tickets. So might as well get them out there. And then we got the upcoming week for the NFL, week 11. We got the Packers and the Vikings. That should be a good game. Who you liking that one? You like the Packers to take care of business, or you think the Vikings sneak one against the Packers?
Where are they playing? Are they in Lambeau or are they in Minnesota?
I think they're in Minnesota.
I probably still like the Packers, although I felt like Minnesota played a little better last weekend. But they're such a finicky team. Like, I feel like they're one of those teams that, like, when it starts to go bad, Kirk Cousins just kind of throws in the towel.
Yeah.
But if they can kind of set up the run game there with Cook and maybe get an early score, control the clock a little bit, I could see the Vikings winning. I think the Packers take this one down.
Yeah, I pretty much see that going the same way. I think seems like Aaron Rodgers is pretty pissed off about the COVID issue. He's going to try to take it out on the NFL. So
I mean, it's his own damn fault.
yeah, I mean, pretty much. But he's one of those guys that's kind of petty.
Yeah, he is petty. He needs to have that
edge.
The edge. Yep, just like Brady.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, they use anything that doesn't go in their favor to fuel the madness, and it works. So I mean, you can't be mad at it. And then we got the Colts and the Bills. That should be a good game. Interesting to see how what team can pull it together. It seems like both teams have been struggling lately because I mean both of these teams are favored in the AFC to definitely get in the playoffs. So
yeah, it's an interesting matchup for both teams. I mean the Colts have been really hammering Jonathan Taylor, getting the run game going. Letting Carson Wentz kind of manage the game, not having to do much. And the Bills have been a little, up till last week, a little bit shaky. But, the Jets can get anybody right. So Josh Allen obviously looked better last week. But, again, the Colts defense has been pretty good. So I think it should be a good matchup. Maybe a little smash mouth football.
Oh, yeah. Definitely going to be a good game. Two good teams going at it, and both in need of a win.
Yep.
Then we got the Lions and the Browns. I think the Lions do it this week, man. I think they get their first win. I think they do, man. I think Cleveland messes it up, and Detroit gets their first win, man.
Okay, I can see that. I can see the Detroit. I felt like their defense played pretty well last week, and Cleveland's a little banged up. Baker's a little banged up. If DeAndre Swift can get going, I can see a win there.
But we need him to win this game and another one. So.
Hey, the Jets are sitting at the 3rd and 7th picks right now.
Yeah, I know. We need Seattle to get a win, and then we need to just get a win too.
Ooh.
And then we got the Dolphins and the Jets. I mean, I think you guys are gonna pull it out and get this one this week.
Not with Joe Flacco starting.
But it's tough. I mean, because we need the Dolphins to win too, because the Eagles got their pick. So I don't want the Eagles to get
You're in a conundrum right now, Rich.
Yeah, I can't even. There's nobody I can root for in this game. I just.
Hey, go for the tie again.
Yeah. No, but I don't want the tie, because the tie is worse, because if we have the extra loss, we still behind.
I can't help you.
Then the game of the week is probably going to be the Chiefs and the Cowboys. That should be a good one. A lot of people saying that if the Cowboys can win, it'll show a lot as far as what kind of team they'll be going into the playoffs and their odds to win it all. So that's going to be interesting to see, compared to look like the Chiefs are back in rare form after last week going buck wild. But hopefully they fixed it, whatever issues they had to fix. So, Mahomes is not turning over the ball so much, but definitely going to be a shootout. I'm looking forward to watching that game.
I don't know if it's going to be a shootout. It might be, but I feel like Dallas' defense is pretty good. KC's defense is situationally good. And, again, both really good quarterbacks, but let's see what they can do against teams that, put up a little fight. Like Denver kind of held the Cowboys offense down a couple weeks ago. We've seen the Chiefs been held down this year by some better defenses. So I think people are expecting a high-scoring game, but I don't know. It could be a defensive battle.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing the Diggs versus Hill matchup, or Diggs versus Kelsey matchup, depending on
the probably Diggs on Kelsey is my guess.
Yeah, just to see what they do. But I'm sure they're going to be moving guys around that he's going to get stuck on somebody. It's going to be interesting to see if he can get another interception. Because I think he's at 8 now.
He's at 8, yep.
Halfway, a little over halfway there.
Yeah, he's on pace to beat the single season record right now because of 17 games. But
pretty much got to get one a game. So then we got the Giants and the Bucks game. That should be a good one. Yeah, but I'm hoping the Giants don't do what they I hope they don't get on this hot streak like we talked about. I don't know, man. I just
when a couple games don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it before. I'd rather them just be trash and get a top pick than them be in contention and we get a mid pick and then all the guys that could really help us be gone.
Yeah, but I feel like at least in the NFL draft, you still cash in on those mid-round picks. So I don't think it's the biggest. I think it's like where you kind of get screwed is if you're almost in like that like that 7 to 10 range, where you're like not high enough to get like the high end guys. So then you may, like reach a little bit in the with maybe grabbing a guy that probably could have went a few picks later. So I think you can get good value in that mid round. But yeah,
you can.
It's like no man's land with the Giants. If they win, their pick gets worse. If they don't make the playoffs, then it's kind of a waste.
Yeah, but I also feel like I don't know, man. I just feel like they don't draft well, man. I don't know. Like when they get those mid picks.
Yeah.
I feel like there's so many. Sometimes I don't know. I guess when I'm playing, doing all of these mock drafts and fantasy football and all this other stuff, I feel like when they're drafting, I feel like there's so many good guys they could get, but then they just get the one that out of left field. You're like, man, you had all these other people on the board. Why didn't you get this person? But I don't know. Maybe they just don't value those people as much as other teams do, or I don't know.
I know the guy you loved last year, Micah Parsons, is having quite the year in Dallas.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like there was a lot of guys they could have picked. And then the fact that they moved back from 11 to freaking 21, I was just like, and then even at 21, there was some guys that they could have got, but I didn't think we needed another receiver at that point in time. So, but
yeah,
I mean,
it's a good point.
But hey, I mean, maybe, like I said, maybe that was the best available based off their draft board, or maybe they felt like they we don't know who to pick, so let's just get a receiver or.
Yeah.
But you never know, because you kind of it's one of those things where you wish you were in the draft room just to see what the hell they was thinking. Yeah, like what the hell were they thinking? But hey, that's why they don't pay us the big bucks.
Exactly.
And then outside of that, I mean, your boy Le'Veon Bell got cut. Interesting to see where he goes from here, if he calls it quits or he tries to go to another team. I just felt like he hasn't been the same since Pittsburgh.
I did hear today that they might try to re-sign him in Baltimore. They just had to do some roster shuffling. But yeah, you're right. Ever since the holdout, man, it's almost like he knew he needed to get paid because it was he had nothing left. Yeah,
it's like you got paid, but then you didn't do anything else after. I mean, It would have been great if you got paid and you still was performing. Then you get paid. He could have been sitting on his second nice contract right now, but you never know, man. But that's the thing about sports. I mean, some of these players are hot or they're great, 3-4 years, and sometimes things fade away. They never get it back.
Exactly.
You just got to take advantage of your opportunity.
Yep.
So, I mean, he got paid out of it, so, I mean, I can't be mad at him.
No, and that's all he was looking to do, cash in.
Then on to the NBA. Your boy Steph Curry goes buck wild last night against Brooklyn. He's second all-time in threes. He's probably going to crush Ray Allen's record right now. I think he's like 70 behind him or 69. They said he's on pace to hit like 453s this year, which is ridiculous. I mean, he was like 9 for 13 the other night from three or some ridiculous stat.
Yeah. He was, yeah.
And like they showed when they show like the shot selection chart.
Yeah.
Like he's hitting all from logos, all logos.
Did you see Durant and Harden's face when he pulled up from the end for the Nets last night?
Yeah, I mean they're
just like, oh.
Yeah, it's one of those things like what can you do?
Yeah. And they were guarding him out there.
Mm-hmm.
And he got a pick of 30 feet away from the hoop, pulled up. And, what else can you do?
Yeah, like once he crosses half court, you gotta get in his face because he gets any space. That's an easy bucket.
Over. Yep.
I mean, what could I say, man? I mean, they're on pace to. I think they're on. No, I don't think they're on pace to beat their old 73 record, but I mean, they're on pace for a great season. I'm looking forward to see when the other guys come back. I want something inside me wants to say they're going to win it all, but you never know what can happen.
You've been on this Warriors train since the end of last year for this year.
Yeah, I thought they would have had a healthy roster coming back last year, but guys got some injuries. I mean, Steph got them into the play-in game. They just couldn't finish it. I mean, LeBron had hit that three to win that game, so it'd been interesting to see if it was reversed, if he didn't hit that, how much damage they could have done in the playoffs. But I think they needed that because, they had that year, the off year. It was a big growing year for a lot of guys they had on the roster, like Jordan Poole, To get that feeling of what playoff basketball was like. And like you said, man, I'm just, they brought a lot of guys back, brought Iguodala back, so he knows the system. He's helping guys out. So it's gonna be interesting to see, if they can maintain his momentum.
He looks re-energized. He looks like a younger version of himself again.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think when you got the guys on your team like that enjoy playing together, and then the fact that it's not like he's like getting a lot of contact, going to the hole. I mean, he's out there shooting wide open threes, pretty much, untouched. So if you think about how many they say steps basketball players take, if he goes from inbound to half court and hits a three, then he goes back on defense. I mean, he's saving a lot of wear and tear on his body, and plus he was injured those first few years in Golden State. So I'm sure if you think about him in basketball years, he's probably I think he's like 34 now. He's probably like 30.
Yeah.
So love what I'm seeing from him. Interested to see how things play out. And
yeah,
then
Clay should be back in 2-3 weeks.
Back in the but I think they're saving him for like the Christmas game.
Yeah.
To build up the hype. But I think I don't know. I think Brooklyn's in trouble, man. I don't know, man.
Do they need Kyrie back?
I think they're gonna have to trade Kyrie to get something for him. But I don't think anybody wants Kyrie.
Just say what are they gonna trade him for? A bag of balls?
Yeah, or we talked about it before. Send him for Ben Simmons.
Yeah, true.
But I don't know if there's another LA team that would take him, like the Clippers. But I mean,
he's not who would play in LA either.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just like it's kind of like dead weight on the roster.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you move him, you could get a lot of pieces that could definitely help you out.
Yeah, he's got to find someone that'll take him.
Pretty much, yep. But I mean, I feel they got a lot to figure out.
Yeah.
I don't think, especially on the defensive end. I think they struggle. They're going to struggle against some teams. So
this is where it would help to have a guy like Dinwiddie back in there, fill in for Kyrie or Karis LeVert.
Yep. But I mean, they had to make that room. So.
Yep.
And then things haven't been panning out the greatest with James Harden. I think that's mostly because of the rules change. He's trying to, figure out how he can get to the hole, get to the free throw line, because all his numbers are pretty much down as far as offensively being able to get to the free throws and everything. So.
Yeah, we kind of saw that coming.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, when you're a great player like that, you got to adjust. So hopefully he can figure it out soon.
Yep.
We got the Lakers. LeBron still not healthy. They're struggling in and out.
Yeah, that's another team that's a little bit of a mess right now. They're reeling a little bit. And I didn't realize the Bucks are 6-8 to start the season too.
Yeah, I mean they were struggling too. They Knicks beat them one game, then they beat us, and then I think they were losing to some other teams. So I don't know. Maybe they got the championship hangover. When you win, it's hard to. When you already won, it's like what else do you have to prove? But
right.
Maybe they catch that second spark and pick it up. So the East and the West are pretty tight right now. So it's a lot of games. Like 1 or 2 games that really separating teams outside of Washington. Somehow they're 10-3, leading the East.
Yeah, they've been good to start the season. Yeah, they're first. The Bulls are second. 2 teams I didn't think would be at the top of the East right now.
Oh yeah, but I mean it's still early, so we're not have to see if they can maintain that momentum. A lot of good teams right behind them, like Chicago, Brooklyn. The Celtics over 500. How you feeling about them? They got another game tonight. They're playing the
Hawks.
Yep.
Defense looks really good. I think they've been the last 8 games they're holding teams down to 92 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like they're all in on the defense. A little worrisome on the Tatum side. He's been a little cold offensively and acknowledged as much the other night, but he's he's working through it, trying to figure things out. Jalen hopefully be back here in the next week or so. But it seems like since Marcus Smart kind of called everybody out, they've played much better as a team, and it's been nice to see as opposed to the two-man show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it can't be always a 2-man show.
No.
Because they're not going to be on every night. Nope. You're always going to need some guys to step up. When your stars are not able to have, when they're not having the best game, and they having that 15, 19 point game, but you got another role player that can probably match that because they're having a good night. So, and it's really all about team basketball. When everybody's playing good together, it makes it harder to beat them rather than 1 or 2 guys that are just going off.
Right.
Then the Knicks got the Magic tonight. hopefully they show up and take care of business.
So that should be a beatdown tonight in Orlando.
I mean, hopefully. I mean, they split with them before, so I mean, they beat Orlando at home, and then Orlando beat us at home. So
yeah, that Orlando team just isn't very good.
Yeah, not yet. I mean, they're still young. I mean, they're still figuring it out. But I mean, they're moving in the right direction. But sure. I think they're gonna have to just build through the draft. I don't see them getting other free agents to help them put them over the hump. So, I mean, college basketball kicking off, both men's and women's. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Did you hear about Coach K's grandson?
Oh yeah. So he was a passenger in the car.
No, I think he was driving. The other kid that's like the best player, he was in the back seat. But I think they're trying to get him. They're trying to say he'll get charged with DWI too, because I think the car is registered in his name. So they said it's like in
aiding and abetting.
Yeah. I was like, I never heard that for a DWI. I was like, what?
Yeah, I never heard that before.
Yeah, so I mean, people were upset because he played yesterday, but I mean, he was in the back seat, like, and I understand, drunk drive is not something that should be taken lightly, but he's in the back seat. Right. And I'm sure if, but I wonder who else was in the car, because that doesn't make sense if the dude is driving and then you're in the back seat. There had to be like another person in the car, which you're not mentioning. So I'm interested to see why that person wasn't mentioned as well.
Right. So who was it Coach K's grandson that was driving?
Yeah, his grandson was the guy driving. And then the other kid that was in the back seat, that's like Duke's best player. I think he's projected to be like in the top 5 this year in the NBA draft. So, gotcha. Probably 3rd behind the kid from Gonzaga and Bates from Memphis. If those two were to come out, so it's going to be interesting to see what penalties come down. As far as if the NCAA suspends these guys or anything like that. So
yeah, my guess is they got 2 games from now until they play Gonzaga. I bet you see a 2-game suspension for the kid that was in the back seat.
Oh, that would be classic NCAA, just to build up the momentum.
Well, you gonna bench him for the Gonzaga game for being? And I understand he's under 21, he shouldn't be drinking, but he's in the back seat.
Yeah,
like,
but I wouldn't be.
He probably actually made the right decision to not drive, and Coach K's idiot grandson was like, "Oh, I'll drive."
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But that's the thing. There has to be other people in that car besides those 2. But I'm surprised. What's the reason that they're not mentioning them? Is it just because they're not players, or?
It could be. They could be irrelevant to the story.
Yeah, but we're gonna have to wait and see. But I wouldn't be surprised if the NCAA doesn't do anything, because they need the ratings. And they're going to want their stars out there playing. So,
yep, that's what I'm saying. 2-game suspension. They're playing two cupcakes.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If they did that, it kind of builds up the momentum for when he comes back. Right. Like builds up the hype. So he's coming back to play. The one of the top rated freshmen this year. So
yeah, number one team in the country.
Yep. And then outside of that, not much else for college basketball. And then it's that time again, ladies and gentlemen. We got another edition of JD's Bites and Brew. What you got for us?
All right, so it's a little chilly outside, so I'm gonna go with a soup season.
Okay.
So made a coconut curry chicken soup. Kind of a semi-healthy version of it. Actually, it was pretty easy to make, which is nice. So you just take 1 pot and you start the onions, like the onions and peppers. So like a full onion, 2 red peppers, get that going. Throw some garlic in there.
Okay.
And then some diced tomatoes, a little bit of fish sauce, and what else?
Let that marinate up in there.
Yeah, some red curry paste.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stir that in, let that all dissolve, kind of meld together. Then throw it in the coconut milk, so 2 cans of coconut milk.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got in there? Coconut milk, chicken stock, and then again just kind of let that all build in together. So then we bring that to a nice simmer, and then take some thin sliced chicken and throw that in. Let it cook for about 10 minutes. Cook through. So almost like a kind of like the hot pot. Get the broth boiling good, and then throw the chicken in to get cooked, and then finish it with a little bit of spinach.
Okay.
And then just you serve it right there. It takes about 25-30 minutes to cook. You can top it off with a little bit of cilantro, salt, pepper, and you're good to go.
Oh, nice. How did you make a lot, or is it just like a little bit?
Yeah.
Just,
Oh,
so that'll last you a few days.
A full pot. Oh yeah.
Then you could throw some different stuff on there. Throw with some I don't know. I feel like mashed potatoes and soup would be good as like a combo.
Mashed potatoes and soup. Have you ever had like a loaded baked potato soup?
Nah, I don't think I ever had that.
You'd like that. So it's kind of like takes all the best things about mashed potatoes.
And makes it a soup.
And throw it into a soup. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I actually had that clam. No, I think it's broccoli cheddar soup from Panera. It was pretty good.
Oh yeah. That's my favorite soup to get there.
And I'm not really a soup guy, so outside of like the the normal chicken noodle soup or the like New England clam chowder stuff like that, but it was pretty good. Had it over some rice. So.
Oh yeah, that is good. I like soup, but I'm like not a huge like chicken noodle soup fan. I don't know. But like everything else, I really like. Unless I'm like really not feeling well, and then I'll eat some chicken noodle soup.
I only really like Spanish chicken noodle soup. I don't really like any other like the canned chicken noodle soup or anywhere else. Like I have to get it from like the Spanish bodega or a Spanish spot as the chicken noodle soup, because I feel like that's the real deal chicken noodle soup. But
they just throw some adobo in there, Rich. That's all. That's the only difference.
That's the difference. But yeah, it's pretty good, man. And then what were you guys drinking that down with this week?
So here I got where I got it from, but it's an Alaskan amber beer. So I forget where I saw it, but I was like, oh, Alaska, I'll try this. And it's it's still kind of for me still like the amber season. I'll drink ambers like pretty much through December. Just like that whole like fall. I don't know, it just fits well with me.
Okay.
So yeah, got the Alaskan amber. It was pretty smooth, a little thinner than I like them, a little kind of deeper red, but it was okay. It was different. It was solid. I would say it was a solid beer. I throw it like a 6.8. Oh,
okay. Well,
good,
I mean,
good. Yeah, I mean it's good. Like an off-the-shelf beer, it was perfectly fine.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like that. I feel like after that, you gotta come back with a banger for next time.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was trying to mix it up a little and not just go for what I know are going to be highly rated releases and things like that. Try to find just a normal beer off the shelf that looks decent and compare it to what I would normally drink.
I hate when you do that, when you try to give something like new a chance, and then like especially with like food, like you spend hours like trying to figure out something new to like order from or some outside of the routine, and then you get it and you're like, what the fuck is this? I should have got what I normally get. Yeah, I wasted my time drinking bullshit.
Yeah, that's a big problem for me too. Like I always just kind of fall back into things I like when ordering out. When I'm at home, I'm down to make like whatever.
Yeah,
I'll make new stuff all the time. But like when I go out somewhere, it's usually you usually go back to a place because I like the meal that I had. So it's like I don't want to what if I spend $20 and don't like it? And I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, or I also hate when like you go somewhere, you like something, and then you go there again and they mess it up.
Oh yeah.
And you're just like, feel let down.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is when you get something, you're like, man, I could have cooked this better.
Yes.
I hate that too.
That's I run into that often, but then it's the convenience of not having to actually cook it or clean up and all that. So.
Yeah, but you just be so mad that you felt like you might as well should have just did it yourself.
Yeah, if it's that bad, yeah. But if it's like mediocre, I'm still like, it wasn't. I could have done better, but I didn't have to take the time to cook it, and I didn't have to take the time to clean up. Like I just sat here and drank a glass of wine or had a beer, and someone else made it for me.
Yeah. And then that's JD's Bites and Brew, ladies and gentlemen. And then for this week for the BRRs, finished the first season of Yellowstone.
What do you think?
I mean, so far so good. I mean, I really don't like the brother. I feel like the sister's going to portray the father. I don't understand how the dad is so broke. Because, in the first season, they're talking about building a casino and then raising the property taxes so he can't afford the land. And then maybe I missed it. I still don't understand why the other son is under the dad's thumb,
Jamie,
the military one.
Which one was that? Why he doesn't like him?
Yeah. Well, I know it's because he left because of the girl got pregnant, his girlfriend. I don't understand why.
He just didn't. He didn't like living by his rules. He wanted to do his own thing. And if you're on if you're on the farm, then you're doing what John tells you to do.
Yeah, but how do they make money? I feel like it's not like they got I don't understand how so many people
they raise those horses and they sell them.
Yeah, but I feel like that's not enough. If you got all those guys on payroll,
just wait. You'll see. They get into more of the financials later on. But yeah, they make a lot of money selling those horses, training them and selling them.
Okay, because when the other guy's talking about opening up the casino and raising the property taxes, and then saying that he wouldn't be able to afford $11 million. I was like, does he really have that much money? Because I figure you sell a horse for $500,000 or maybe $1 million, depending on what kind of breed it is or whatever. So
yeah, and the land is worth a ton. So it's a lot like that too, right? He's worth a lot of money, but maybe he's not very liquid.
Gotcha.
Because he's got all that acreage, thousands and thousands of acres.
Yeah, because and it's not like he's using it all either. So he could definitely rent it out if he wanted to, but it doesn't seem like he wants anybody on his land. So
doesn't want anyone on his land. He's going down with the ship if he has to.
Yeah, pretty much. It looks like it's gonna be the dad versus everybody come next season. And then
I will say season 4 is off to a hot start too. So probably I might go out on a limb here and say it's probably the best TV show that's still kind of in production going.
Yeah, that's what everybody's saying from the the critics' reviews and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see who else is in the additions they add in the next seasons. Because from the preview I saw from that 4th season, there was a bunch of different people that I didn't see in the first. So
yeah, you'll have to wait and see there, Rich. Can't give anything away. I can't say anything. I guess
Yeah, I know you can't get it. Yeah, some other shows I'm just checking out, finishing up La Brea. It was okay. It's not something I recommend, but it's just something I just put on. Then there was Invasion. That's the other show on Apple. Pretty much about an invasion with the aliens. You finally get to see some kind of form of an alien, but it's a little confusing. The show's all right. I don't recommend it. It's just I'm not really fond of any of the characters yet. I'm just watching it just because I like alien shows, but I'll let you know how it turns out. And then there was Dexter's new season came back. There's this week coming to be the 3rd episode. It's actually not bad. It has some of the feel of the original first shows, first seasons. It's not doing anything too extra, where it's it sticks to the Dexter theme. But the fact they use the sister, his sister haunts him, it's kind of it gets annoying at times because she just pops up and
Oh, I hate shows that do that.
Yeah, I just feel like they overdo it sometimes.
Yeah.
So the back and forth between him and her. But overall, it's not bad. I like the direction it's going in. It's gonna be interesting to see, how it finishes out. Because, his son is older. Just to see if his son has that same, I don't want to say disease or the same symptoms that want to kill things and do stuff like that.
Got that killer instinct.
Yeah, but it's gonna be interesting to see. Then started the Mayor of Kingstown. That's the.
How is that? That's the other. Paramount Plus show, right?
Yeah, it's with the two brothers. They pretty much run the town, and then in the town there's 10 prisons. So they're kind of like in cahoots with the good and the bad. The gangsters, the mobsters, the cops, everybody, and then they're pretty much like kind of like mafia style getting the cut, even though they're not like forceful like the mob. But I don't want to give it away. Some stuff happens in the first episode, and one of the brothers has to take over. So I say I can't really give it away. I don't want to tell you what happens, but I mean, so far so good. It's okay so far.
Yeah.
But still going to be interested to see how, like, what direction they're going in. Kind of like, the plot of the show, like the turning point, stuff like that. But definitely something you can pick up and watch if you're looking for something else as well.
Yeah, I did want to watch that. It looked good. I like, I forget his real name, Coach Taylor, though.
Oh, from Friday Night Lights?
Yeah.
And
from Bloodline.
Yeah, you just gotta watch it. I don't want to give anything away, but some stuff in that didn't see coming that early. So then outside of that, I mean, we got some other new stuff starting this week. We got Tiger King coming. I still didn't watch the first
one.
Yeah, I heard it's like
it's all right. I think it probably took on a life of its own. We've talked about this before, but like, it's not really a great show.
Yeah, but I mean, it's more of a documentary though, right? So you're kind of like, I guess that was like the main thing, because they couldn't believe he was like that type of person.
Yeah, that's how, like, he was filming it as a documentary, and then it turned into what, like a crime story kind of deal. But yeah, so I don't know what they're doing in season 2, because he's still in jail. Yeah,
maybe they're getting into other people or some other stuff, because he's supposed to be getting out though, right? I thought that was one of the things.
I don't know. He was hoping for a Trump pardon, but never got it.
Oh, okay. Maybe he gets into that. I don't know.
He was 22 years in jail or something like that.
That's a long time for some Tigers.
Oh, yeah, you didn't see it. So yeah, he's in jail for attempted murder or murder for hire.
Yeah, I heard he tried to kill the girl.
Carol Baskin.
Yeah. So you have to wait and see what happens. Then they got Cowboy Bebop starting, another Netflix show. It's the live animation of the anime. I don't think it was getting good reviews, so it's gonna be interesting to see how that turns out. And then Netflix has another show coming out called Hellbound. Looked kind of interesting. It was like it seems like one of those Chinese or Japanese shows, kind of like
Squid Game.
Yeah, Squid Games, but pretty much people get told in advance like when they're gonna die, and the day that you're supposed to die, these like hellbound like demons come looking for you. So in the preview, like one of the guys, he's sitting at the cafe, and then it's like he checks his phone, and it says like it's like a countdown, and then it hits 0, and then he like looks around, and some rumbling happens, and like these 2 like gray big ass demons come searching for him, and he's like running from them, and then they catch him and they send him to hell, I guess, or kill him. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing it, because I like when you see like other foreign films or other foreign shows, just to see what they're watching over there, if it can translate over here as well. So
it kind of sounds like a Black Mirror show.
Yeah, kind of, but it just seems like the whole show is about that. Yeah. But I mean, they didn't really give much in the preview. Like is it somebody doing it, or like did somebody make a deal with the devil that's doing this, or
gotcha.
Or is it just something that just happened based off like a prophecy? Yeah. So I'm interested in seeing the backstory on it and seeing how it goes.
Yeah.
And then I think that's it. They got Ghostbusters coming out on Friday. I'm not hearing too much good stuff about that. So, but that was something I thought they were going to put on HBO Max. For some reason, it's only in movies now. So I'll just wait for it on the Fire Stick or HBO Max. So, and in like 2 months.
You can't get it faster than that on your Fire Stick?
I can, but the thing is, like, you can watch it when it comes out, but it's not the best quality sometimes.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I don't. Sometimes you get frustrated when like the quality is not the greatest, but sometimes it is watchable, so you might be able to watch it depending on see what happens on Friday. And then I finally watched the Shang-Chi, which is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much like a Black Panther-ish, based off Shang-Chi. Pretty much, goes to his like home. He pretty much goes to his home, has to defend his home against his father, who's kind of like power maniac, and then some demons based off his dad's trying to unleash him because he thought the wife was locked up in there. So overall, it was a decent movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just interested to see how they move and what way they incorporate him with other Marvel movies or Marvel heroes. Because I don't think he really has much of a connection outside of like Doctor Strange and some stuff like that. So, and then I think that's pretty much it.
Nice.
I don't know if you got anything else you want to talk about. All right.
It's cold in Canada.
It's probably cold in Massachusetts too. Same freaking temperature.
A little warmer here.
I wouldn't be surprised. And then that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time.
All right, till next time.
I want to thank y'all for rocking out with your boy Rich, JD, and Tom here on the Sports Sidebar Podcast. Give y'all something to ride out on.